Hi guys, Colleen from Walking the Resonant Path here. I just wanted to tell you about a book I've just finished reading called Thebookjumper by Mechthild Gläser, and I will read the blurb and then tell you what I thought of it like usual. For a teenage book jumper, reading is never without risk. Amy Lennox didn't know quite what to expect when she and her mother picked up and left Germany for Scotland, heading to her mother's childhood home of Lennox House on the island of Stormsea. Amy's grandmother, Lady Morreed, insists that Amy read while she resides at Lennox House, but not in the usual way. Turns out that Amy is a book jumper, able to leap into a story and interact with the world inside. As thrilling as Amy's new power is, it also brings danger. Someone is stealing from the book she visits, and that person may be after her life. Teaming up with a fellow book jumper, Will, Amy vows to get to the bottom of the thefts at whatever cost. I really enjoyed this book. At first it had sort of Gilmore Girls-y vibes with the daughter and the mother leaving the island where the grandmother lived, or the mother leaving the island while she was pregnant with the daughter. And at first you thought that's why she left, but there are other reasons why she also left. And because the daughter and the mother were close in age, and the way they described the mother was a bit hippie or out there, or sort of like Lorelei, and the way the mother was named was Alexis. And the way they described Amy was a bit like the way they would describe Rory a little bit. So if you're a Gilmore Girls-y fan, that was a start. But then after that, I wasn't really enamored with the mother's character, Alexis. She was okay, but she was sort of a bit of a throwaway character. And also at the beginning, there was a line that said that the guy that they'd been living with had gone back to his wife and children. They didn't explain exactly what had happened, and that sort of put me a bit off the character. I wasn't sure what had happened. I wasn't sure whether they'd been just separated and together for a long time, which would have been fine and stuff. But they didn't say whether the guy cheated on his wife, left his wife for them, anything. It was just like a bit of a throwaway thing. And then his mother was heartbroken, and Amy had been bullied at school. Like Alexis was heartbroken, and Amy had been bullied at school and very badly, and that's why they went back to the island of Stormsea to see the mother, even though the mother and her didn't get along, and the mother was very rich and stuff, like the mother in Gilmore Girls. So that's why I gave me Gilmore Girls vibes. But I love Lorelei in Gilmore Girls, but this lady was, I think, supposed to be a bit like her. It was a bit of a also throwaway character, Alexis. And also, because of that first line, when you put me off someone or don't explain something thoroughly with someone, it puts me off them, and I find it hard to get back to like them. But I really did like their daughter character, their Amy character. And I love the bits where they jump through books, because they jump through all the books, and it would be a much better read if you've read all the books. I had read most of the books, so it was a good read for me. You didn't have to. You could still sort of understand the story if you didn't, but it would be much better if you had, because I went through like Alice in Wonderland, Wizard of Oz, Pride and Prejudice, The Odyssey, a lot of The Jungle Book, Peter Pan, a lot of books. They jump through a lot of books, so it's much more interesting. And there's a mystery at the heart of the story, because somebody is stealing ideas from the books, and you have to figure out who that is. And that's the bit I like the best. I like the jumping through the stories and the mystery. I mean, as I said, I wasn't really that interested in the grandmother character or the other bits or the other characters. I just like the jumping through the stories. And I like the main characters like Amy and Will, the main like young book jumper characters. I like those. But the other older characters or the side characters I wasn't really that excited about. But I liked Will and Amy. I liked the jumping through the stories. And I thought that Will and Amy's romance was just a sweet, innocent teenage romance. It was really kind of sweet, so I didn't mind it. I'm not a big lover of romances in stories, because I don't always think they're done well. But this was just done very sweetly, and I liked it. And also, as I said, I love the jumping through the books. The only downside is, I think, it was just that Alexis' character wasn't either delved into enough or was just sort of a throwaway character. And they started off with it sort of a bit like they were going to be really close, and they were close in the story, but like they were going to have a good rapport, but you didn't really see much of that. But other than that, I really enjoyed this, and I will give it a 4.5 out of 5 cauldrons. So that is Thebookjumper by Mechthild Gläser. And yeah, so I hope you have a glorious day and do whatever resonates within your soul. Bye now.